Morning, welcome to today's live video. Feeling very rough today. Had a late night, went into about 2 o'clock in the morning. And of course, I've still got to get up because I'm at work for 10 o'clock this morning, so I had to get up at like 6, so I only had like 4 hours sleep, which is usually not a problem. So it's getting the eggs on. Getting the eggs on time. Let's put them in the water, get them cooking. Right, why is it called Rise of Skywalker, this video? Well, if you go back in my videos, earlier part of this year, I think it might have even been April or March, in the earlier run of these vlogs, which I'm going to do for a whole year, so there's going to be 365 of them. And I theorized, like, what would be cool if, like, episode 9, what would the story be? Like, before we even heard of anything about episode 9, I basically said about a story that would be pretty cool to do and how it could kind of save the Disney franchise after The Last Jedi, which a lot of Star Wars fans do not like. A lot of the hardcore Star Wars fans thought The Last Jedi was complete tosh, and that Luke Skywalker, the way he acted in that was, even like Mark Hamill has said that he didn't like what his character went through and all that. So I did this story. I'm not going to repeat that now. Just go back and watch that one. It's pretty cool though. It would have really put the franchise back on track. But now we've heard, like, okay, so we've seen trailers. Rise of Skywalker, it's called. J.J. Abrams. We know the Emperor is back in it, because he came up at the Comic-Con, and we've heard him speaking in the trailer, so it's like, but the story is really done. Nobody knows what it's about still. There have been a couple of leaks, like fakey news, like, that there was some test screenings and stuff like that, but other than that, nobody knows what it's about. But I've got a theory, right? I've got a cool theory. Imagine if it would be this now. Like, knowing the Emperor is in it, and they're going down that kind of route. It's teased that Anakin could be in this, Darth Vader-y, way. But, right, I have a feeling, right, to explain everything, and to kind of explain who Rey is as well, right? Imagine this, right? So, Return of the Jedi, okay? Vader throws the Emperor off. Whoa! Right? But obviously the Emperor, maybe Vader and the Emperor did discover the secret to eternal life, to avoiding death. And maybe the Emperor just did that, that thing that Luke did in The Last Jedi, where he could force project himself, right? Maybe the Emperor force projected himself, right, somewhere else, and that's how he escaped that death scene in Return of the Jedi. And it would have been so easy, right, to explain who Rey is. Okay, so I've explained how the Emperor is still alive, if he is alive in his own present physical form or not, makes no difference. He could easily inhabited somebody else, or just still been in his physical form. Man, my hair's receding, look at that. But now to explain Rey, okay? So Rey, we met Rey, she was on Jakku, she was waiting for her parents to return. She only has this brief little memory of a spaceship leaving, and then she's been left with this junkyard dealer. And it's all very Luke Skywalker-y. Left with, aunt and uncle and waiting or whatever for something big to happen in his life. And Rey's kind of waiting, and then gets caught up, and obviously has a connection to the Force because she's able to use the Force. She's very easy with a lightsaber, and when she touched Luke's old Skywalker lightsaber, which was Anakin's old lightsaber, it brought back Obi-Wan memories, it brought back a ton of memories, and Maz Kanata kind of knew what was going on, but didn't tell her anything. It was like, oh, you're not ready to learn it yet. And so she continued on her journey, and, we know she's really somebody, because she is very in tune with Kylo Ren, they can connect and all that. Well, here's my theory for who she is and why she can do all of that, right? I think Rey is a clone, right? If Rey's a clone of somebody who is in tune with the Force, who knows the Force, it would explain her connection to Kylo Ren and how she's able to use the lightsaber so easily, and how she is able to have all these memories if she's Anakin Skywalker's clone. If you take, Rey, and go back to Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and look at Anakin, they're very, very similar. Like, he wears darker clothes, but in the same pattern, She has this white version and grey version pattern of these clothes. He's got a darker version. He went down a darker route. But they look very, very similar in their facial looks, right? So what if, because obviously, twins, twin brother, twin sister, they can be boy and girl at the same time, it's totally plausible. So what if Rey is a clone, right, of Anakin? Oh, let me put you down here because my arms are beginning to ache now. Right, so but how would this be possible? First off, because Anakin died in Return of the Jedi when he was Vader. He got burnt and all that. So how is there a clone possible? Well, think about it. The Emperor, right, rebuilt Anakin when he got his arms and legs chopped off by Obi-Wan, right? That was the last time, well, not the last time, but the last time Anakin Skywalker came face to face with Obi-Wan Kenobi as Anakin Skywalker. And then, he got arms and legs chopped off on Mustafar. And then the Emperor came along, took him, and rebuilt him into Vader, right? And then, of course, he faced off with Obi-Wan again, killing him. Well, it would have been so easy for the Emperor to extract a little bit of blood and go, you know what, we're going to keep this just in case, because I put all my faith into this young Padawan, this young Anakin. He was going to be the most powerful Sith Lord ever, and he's been bested by his best mate. He's been beaten down. It's like, I don't know. He's not as strong now as he once was before. So what if, he could fail me? Well, we'll have a backup of Anakin. We've got Anakin on standby, basically. Version 2 Anakin, if we need it, right? So, anyway, life goes on. Him and Vader, in Empire Strikes Back or whatever, do all that, and then Return of the Jedi, and then, of course, he doesn't know that, Vader's going to throw him over the edge of the balcony, but he does. So, okay. And then when the Emperor has strength enough to come back, he goes, activate that DNA that I've got, that blood sample that I've got, get Vader, get Anakin going again, because I need a new Padawan. And so, maybe Snoke was also the first version of this clone, and it went wrong. It just but it's still powerful, and then Rey, and then he did Rey. Now he would have, Rey's 16, 17, so he would have had to build her, as it were, 15, 16 years prior to The Force Awakens, which means at the same time Luke Skywalker was building his Jedi Academy, before Ben Solo and all that went into it, would have been about the same time Rey would have been, effectively, obviously, Ben Solo and Rey would have been born around about the same time. They're about the same age. And that would explain also the connection between Rey and Ben and Kylo Ren, because literally they are kind of like, she's his grandfather, clone of the grandfather. She's basically Vader reborn, Anyway, that's what I think, I mean, it would be pretty cool. It would explain why the Emperor's in it. It would explain why Rey, and when in Last Jedi, she went up against the mirror to find out who she was, and she saw 50 Reys in front of her and behind her. It would explain all that, because they're all the clones. Anyway, so that's it. So that's my explanation, and breakfast is almost ready now, so I'm going to say c'est la vie, and I'll see everyone tomorrow. Bye.